As he poured wine, I excused myself to freshen up. On my way to the bathroom, I heard something. I opened the door and froze. 2 women were sitting on the floor, tied up, gagged, and bruised. They looked terrified, like they'd been there for days. Neighbors can be nice to have. If you're out of something like sugar or flour late at night, they can help you out. But people are strange these days, and sometimes it's not even safe to trust anyone. Let me tell you about the time I got close to one of my neighbors. I was 32, living in a cozy 2-bedroom apartment, working from home during the pandemic. It was lonely, day after day, staring at the same screen, the same walls. The only escape I had was my nightly walk and a cigarette afterward. That small routine kept me sane. One night, after finishing my shift, I went outside for my usual walk. The streets were empty. The only living thing I saw was a stray cat that ran away after I tried to pet it. As I was heading back, I took out a cigarette and lit it. That's when I saw him, a guy in his 20s walking toward me from across the street. He smiled and said, "Hi, I've seen you walking every night. I'm Brian. I live across the street." We shook hands, and I introduced myself. He started complimenting me, saying I looked amazing and asking my age. I told him that wasn't a polite question. He apologized, but didn't leave. I smoked faster, said goodbye, and turned to go back inside, but he grabbed my hand. I froze. He asked me out. I refused and pulled my hand away. "Goodbye," I said coldly and went inside. From my window, I could still see him standing there looking right up at me. I stepped away and tried to shake it off. The next day, I went for another walk. Not long after, I heard his voice again. "Hey, mind if I join you?" I told him I usually listen to music alone, but he followed me anyway, all the way to my building. I skipped my cigarette and went straight upstairs. Later that night, around 9 p.m., as I was working on a sudden project, someone burst into my apartment. I screamed it was Brian. He was out of breath. "You need to come to my place right now," he said urgently. I yelled at him to get out, but he grabbed me, covered my mouth, and dragged me across the street. Once inside his apartment, I fought him off. He held my arms and said, "There's a man in your apartment. I saw him through your window." I didn't believe him, but when the police came, they found evidence, a bag hidden in my bedroom full of restraints, blindfolds, and collars. Someone had been watching me, planning something. Brian had saved my life. After that night, I felt guilty for how I'd treated him. We went out for dinner. He was charming, mature, kind, and surprisingly easy to talk to. I started liking him. After our date, we went back to his place for a drink. As he poured wine, I excused myself to freshen up. On my way to the bathroom, I heard something, a faint, muffled noise coming from the storage room. I opened the door and froze. 2 women were sitting on the floor, tied up, gagged, and bruised. They looked terrified, like they'd been there for days. I shut the door quietly, sent an SOS text to a coworker, and pretended nothing was wrong. Minutes later, the police arrived. They found out Brian was a wanted criminal, a serial abuser who lured women, pretending to be their savior. He didn't save me that night. He just got there first. To this day, I still wake up in the middle of the night, terrified that one day, someone like him might knock on my door again.